What 3 or 4 books would you suggest for your niece or your nephew or your son or your daughter to read to develop their mind? Well, that was the quandary I was in last week when my nephew came to live with me to work with me on my business, because I wanted to, support him and give him some guidance. And before he even starts on the whole marketing and learning how to do that, I thought actually the first thing I need to do is to help him renew his mind and to grow his thinking. So I looked at my bookcase behind me and I thought, wow, what books would I share? What books would you share? The first few books that you would give someone who's younger to read. And so as I looked through them, I remember, I can't remember, I think I was in my early 30s, possibly, and I was in St. Lucia where my mum lived, and I was on the boat in the ocean. Not my favourite thing, boats, but my mum was there with some of her friends, and I was talking with, he was an American, his name's Erwin, so Erwin, you never know, he might be watching this, and we were talking personal development. I'd just been on a course, and so my mind was open to taking new information, and he said to me, have you read a book, Infinite Possibilities? And I was like, no, never heard about it. And we spent the whole journey just talking about the book and talking about mindset and what would it be like if you lived your life as if anything was possible. And I think, wow, that would be amazing, because people would throw in suggestions and I would always find out why it wouldn't be possible. I was that person who would just like, no. Anyway, we went back to land and we went to his apartment and he gave me the book. And this is the very same book. I don't think you can see it, but it's completely battered and worn. And I've read this several times, and it's by Mike Dooley, Infinite Possibilities. And it just opened up my mind, blew me away. And then I was like a sponge. I was like, what next? What other book? And I'm sure many of you have heard of this book. I thought I'd share my books. The granddaddy of books, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So I gave this book to my nephew, and after each chapter he'd come and he'd sit down and he was sharing the stories and what he was learning. And I think it's a great thing that I love books where it's stories, because you can remember the stories, you can tell stories to another person so they understand the concept and the main point you're sharing. Same with public speaking. Storytelling is one of the main things that we do in terms of speaking to an audience so that they can understand what we're sharing and go away and remember it for years to come. So if you haven't read it, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is one to read. And then I've got 2 other books, and these are books. I like authors who teach personal development, but they've done it inside a story, because I just find one, when you have a book that's a story and you just can't wait to pick it up to see, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next. In the morning, I wake up and I want to read it, and I want to read it at nighttime to see how the story is progressing. Same with certain authors. So we've got Paulo Coelho, and he has a range of very spiritual books, personal development. The main one that I think most people are familiar with, and it's the first one I read, and it's called The Alchemist. I looked all in my library for this book, can't find it, and I know I gave it to somebody to read. I never gave it back. It's one of those books that people just want to keep hold of to read 3 or 4 times. So if you want a book to expand your mind and take it up to another level, and you want it to be in terms of a story, Paulo Coelho has a range. I think I've read at least 7 or 8 of his books, and I always get some amazing insight about myself, my life, the situation I'm going through at that time when I read his books. And the second to last book I'm going to share with you is The Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield. Once again, this is another book that's it's a story, and it's hard to describe what this book is, but I'll just read you the bit at the back so you can see. It says, the Celestine prophecy contains secrets that are currently changing our world. Drawing on the ancient wisdom found from a Peruvian manuscript, it tells you how to make connections between the events happening in your life right now and lets you see what's going to happen to you in the years to come. And it really is an interesting read and journey from, I can't remember, I think it's from London all the way to Peru and around the world. So I would definitely suggest the Celestine Prophecy. They made it into a film, but I didn't find the film as good as the book, which can be the usual way. And the last book you might want to add to your library, as we're still in a bit of self-isolation, so we have extra time for you to read, is Brian Tracy, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. And the reason I like this book is because it really is just in bite sizes. So you can just, I'm trying to do it to the camera, you can just read one small paragraph and it gets you thinking. Set yourself apart, the key questions to ask, success versus failure, you are extraordinary, leave nothing to chance, the source of innovation. I just saw something that said marry rich. I'm like, oh, interesting. Yeah, it's about marrying a rich person, but I'm sure he's talking about marrying yourself and creating the richness within you. But anyway, that's Brian Tracy, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. I always say that life is an inside out job. Look at someone's external life and it really is going to tell you a lot about what's going on inside of somebody. So work on here, and trust me, everything in your life on the outside will not only get better, but when you're dealing with situations and circumstances, because you have a tool belt of skills and principles and disciplines to call on, when you're going down, 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 you're not going to stay down for very long. You'll come back up again. I know before I've sort of filled myself up with personal development, books and courses, and I'm sure you can relate to this. My life was, oh, happy, happy, happy. Oh no, here I go, down, down, down. Oh, and I'd stay there for like a day, couple of days, a week, and up I go. I knew I had to come back up again because I'm like, I can't create. I can't have my life create when I'm down. So I'd bring myself back up, and then I'd be, okay, happy, happy, happy. Oh shit, here we go again. And and it goes up and down and up and down. And I feel that life will be like that for most of us in life. And for me, the game is when I'm kind of coming in the down, how can I come up much quicker? And so for me now, my downs may last an hour, 2 hours, and then I have my thinking and the books I take in, the personal development courses I've been on, the people I surround myself with. Surround yourself with people who are going to elevate your thinking and not have you go down the rabbit hole with you. They're like, oh yes, I know. Oh, that was terrible. Oh, I know. You want friends that's going to have you elevate your thinking back up to, the content inside these books as well. So anyway, these are just some of the books that have made a huge difference for me in my life, and I'd love to hear from you. What are some of the books that you would recommend? Put them in the comments below and like the video. And yeah, I really look forward to reading some of the books that you're going to suggest as well. So until the next time, think, grow, share, learn, elevate, and make a huge difference in the world. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.